What's good, you guys? We are back with some more UFC matchups that I would like to see. I don't know, I'll see if you guys agree with me in the comment section, but a huge fight was just leaked, and I think it changes everything. So, after the Volkanovski fight dominates Yair Rodriguez, it looked like maybe Ilia Topuria could be next for a title shot, but due to this leak, I think that might be put on hold for a second. I don't think it will, but I think it should. And here is why. Here, the big fight that was just leaked is Islam Makhachev moving up to 170 to take on Leon Edwards. Islam Makhachev going for that double champ status that leaves the lightweight division open, and most likely an interim fight will come up. And here's the thing. So I believe Islam and Leon are set to fight in Abu Dhabi, or are expected to fight in Abu Dhabi. I believe it's in October. So it's still a little ways away. Volkanovski just got surgery on his arm, so he's gonna be out for 6 weeks for recovery. So he's out for 6 weeks for recovery. Then he has to get back into training, and then he'll be able to. Maybe after like another month or two, he'll be able to take a fight. So what I'm thinking is there's got to be an interim title fight for the lightweight division, possibly due to Islam Makhachev moving up in weight. So why not do Volkanovski for an interim lightweight title? Do Volk, have him fight someone like Charles Oliveira, had a very impressive performance. Charles looked really good against Beneil Dariush. It could be, I would match those two guys up. Winner rightfully gets the rematch against Islam. And then, yeah, unfortunately, it leaves Ilia Topuria out of his title fight. But there's still some good matchups out there just to make sure he's ready for a title shot. I would say throw him to Max Holloway, but Max Holloway has a fight coming up with the Korean Zombie. So I don't know if the scheduling will line up for a Max Holloway fight. But some other matchups that I could see him fighting Yair Rodriguez. Maybe Yair wants to get back in the mix. I could see him fighting someone like Arnold Allen even. Arnold Allen coming off of that devastating loss to Max Holloway, wanting to get back in there and get back into title contention. What's a better matchup for Arnold Allen than Ilia Topuria, someone who's right there? So I wouldn't be mad at it. Maybe we could get two if they do it this way. The problem is if they do it this way, I know a lot of people don't like the interim titles. If they do it that way, there might be two interim titles because Volk moving up and then Islam also moving up. So it could cause for a lot of interims here and there. But I don't know. I just think Volk versus Charles Oliveira at lightweight for the lightweight interim title while Islam Makhachev moves up would be such a great matchup, such a big fight. But I'm going to give my initial thoughts on all of these matchups. So first, of course, we're going to go with Islam and Leon Edwards. Islam Makhachev, I think it's a bit of a mistake moving up. Remember, you guys, he's moving from 155 up to 170. Yeah, the double champs are used to moving up 10 pounds up, but this is 15 pounds. And yes, those 5 pounds, they absolutely matter. That's a big, big difference. So, I just don't think Islam, yes, he has really good wrestling, really good sambo, but I just don't think Islam is as strong as Kamaru Usman. I just think Usman is much stronger than someone like Islam Makhachev or any of those guys that are lower, and Usman's wrestling isn't bad. And to me, if Leon Edwards was able to withstand Usman's wrestling, yeah, he struggled in that first fight for sure. But in the second fight, if he was able to take care of Usman, I just don't see how Islam Makhachev can do what Kamaru Usman couldn't do. And I just don't think Islam is going to have the stand-up to be able to hurt Leon Edwards like he did to Charles Oliveira. So my initial thoughts, I'm leaning more towards Leon Edwards, but it'll be interesting to see how Islam looks at 170 and how he carries the weight because, like I said, those extra 5 pounds is a very, very big difference, which is exactly why you don't see Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is a big 155er, man. He cuts a lot of weight. He has a really tough time cutting that weight. But that's why you don't see Dustin Poirier moving up to 170. I'm sure if there was a 165-pound division, Dustin Poirier would be in that division. But there isn't in MMA and in the UFC. So unfortunately, he settles for that 155-pound division because I'm telling you that 5 pounds, it makes a big difference. Of course, if that's going down, I would love to see an interim matchup between Alexander Volkanovski. He was in that very controversial, very close fight with Islam Makhachev. So many people think Alexander Volkanovski won, and they were begging for an immediate rematch. But people want the rematch even more so now, since of how close of a fight it was. So, and how dominating he beat Yair Rodriguez. So, match him up with someone who just had a really good performance in the lightweight division, Charles Oliveira. He went out there and he handled business against Beneil Dariush. I'm not gonna lie, I picked Beneil Dariush to win that fight. I just thought Beneil Dariush was too much of a well-rounded fighter for Charles Oliveira, and it turned out to be the opposite. Oliveira turned out to be too well-rounded for Beneil Dariush. So Charles coming off of that very impressive performance, people are riding on him big time after that. And is Alexander Volkanovski coming off of that dominating win of Yair, the disappointing close loss against Islam. It's a match made in heaven, man. This will be a crazy fight. Such a good matchup too, stylistically wise, between these two guys. And as for Ilia Topuria, I think the best matchup for him, in his eyes, to say like, if I'm really ready for a title shot, would be Max Holloway. Max Holloway is the only fighter that has come even close recently to beating Alexander Volkanovski, of course, other than Islam. But at featherweight, Max Holloway is the only fighter that has even come close to beating Alex. He's dominated everybody. So Max Holloway would be the best way to measure how good Ilia Topuria really is in this featherweight division. But I wouldn't be mad if he fought Yair Rodriguez. Yair Rodriguez just fought the champion. So there you go. And then, of course, I wouldn't be mad if he fought Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen was on a tear, was looking like the boogeyman of the featherweight division. But then he just ran into Max Holloway. Max Holloway is probably the hardest gatekeeper in the UFC right now to surpass to get to Alexander Volkanovski. But Yair Rodriguez was able to fight Josh Emmett despite his loss to Max Holloway and leapfrog to a title shot. So why can't Ilia Topuria? So since the Max Holloway's taking on the Korean Zombie, why not take one of those two fights like I just mentioned, either Yair Rodriguez or Arnold Allen? Those are such big fights, and I would love for them to be a title eliminator for Alexander Volkanovski's return to featherweight. But here's the only problem that I can think of with my idea, is if Alexander Volkanovski beats Charles Oliveira and he becomes the interim lightweight champion, say Ilia Topuria and Arnold Allen, they scrap it out, Ilia Topuria wins, he's earned his title shot. Volk might have to go back down to featherweight to defend that title and then get the Islam fight. So I just don't know. It's really tough, man. Them doing this, I'm not gonna lie, them doing Islam versus Leon Edwards puts it in such a tough spot, because who at lightweight, other than Charles Oliveira, has proven that they are ready for a title shot, really? I can't think of anyone. The only other person I would have thought of is Beneil Dariush, but he just beat Beneil. So the only other person I could think that's ready for a title shot is Charles. I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll do a title shot for the winner of the BMF belt between Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier. I know we're talking about Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler fighting, but maybe this is their chance to leapfrog Conor McGregor to another title fight. I don't know, man. I mean, it could happen. Anything can happen. Nothing is set in stone yet. Anything can happen. I wouldn't be surprised. Do not be surprised if Conor McGregor skips that fucking Michael Chandler fight and goes straight to a title shot, because that's what's going to make the UFC a ton of money. And yeah, a lot of people might not like it, but you're still going to order the pay-per-view and watch it. So that's all that really matters. But that's all I got for you guys today. I just thought that the leak of this matchup just changes everything around and just creates so many unique and different matchups that can be made now. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what matchups you would like to see in the comments below. I appreciate the support. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Feel free to like the video if you like the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.